Hello, caregivers. I'm so excited you could join me for today's video. If you are a parent raising a child with a disability and you're trying to figure out how to encourage them to be more independent in their everyday lives, then this video is for you. Today, I'm going to talk about the independent living philosophy and how we can use its core principles as a guide for strategies and ideas that encourage independence from an early age. So let's dive right in. My name is Dr. Gabrielle Fici, and I'm the co-founder here at Care for the Caregivers. I also identify as a disabled woman myself, so these are principles and strategies that I've employed in my everyday life for a long time, and I'm really excited to share them with you today. My first tip for how to encourage independence for your child is to talk about it early and often. These are conversations we want to start having from when they're really young so that we can employ those strategies when it's easiest for them to learn it. Sometimes when we have a kiddo with a disability, it can be common to shift our expectations for their independence and offer more help or guidance than we typically would for other children. So we want to talk about how to challenge that perspective and give them those opportunities from an early age. One of the best ways I've found to help families do that is to employ the independent living philosophy. If this is a new concept, I'll start by saying that the independent living philosophy is focused on empowerment, self-determination, freedom of choice, and giving disabled people control over their everyday lives. This was a movement started by and for individuals with disabilities, and it sees disabled people as the experts. Independent living has 5 core principles that I'm going to go over with you guys today. The first one I'm going to go over is my favorite principle, and this is what we refer to as the dignity of risk. This is the idea that disabled people have the same right to take a risk and succeed, or to take a risk and fail, just like anybody else. There's dignity in being able to try something, and if we don't succeed, to problem solve and try again. So often people in our community are sheltered from those opportunities, and we want to make it so that they learn those skills from an early age and aren't afraid to problem solve or to fail. These are skills that all of us are going to need from day one. The next principle I want to go over is called consumer control. This principle looks at how disabled people have the same right to self-determination and making decisions about their lives, where they want to live, what they want to do, and other day-to-day decisions that are important to them. They should be in control of those. The next one I want to go over is called informed choice. This principle looks at the idea that an individual with a disability should be given choices and have enough information to make the best decision for themselves. One of the best ways I've found to do this is making sure from an early age that your child understands their disability and the role it plays in their lives, rather than seeing it as an other, so that they can make decisions that are going to impact them. The next independent living principle is what we call community integration. This one's exactly what it says. Disabled people should be integrated and active members of their community. So we should have conversations about what they want to be involved in and what they want that to look like and what opportunities there are for them. And then the last independent living principle I'm going to go over today is advocacy. And in this context, we're going to look at advocacy in 2 different ways. There's you as the parent advocating for the needs of your child, and then your child having the skills to eventually advocate for themselves. It's so important for those of you with younger kids to be able to model what advocacy looks like. And then as your child gets older, having conversations about their rights as disabled people and what that looks like. If we put all of these principles together, what we're really doing here is helping them to embrace disability, to not see it as something that they have to overcome, but rather something that's a part of who they are and something that they need to learn to live with for themselves. And so to really promote that independence, these principles are giving them the opportunity to really examine what they want their lives to look like, and for parents to realize where they could be giving their child more of a voice. I can say from experience that the earlier you start having these conversations, the easier it is to implement. We want children with disabilities to be able to talk about their experiences, to be able to talk about the things that they need and want, and to be active participants in making those things happen. If this is something that you guys would like to hear more about, we do have a 2-part series that goes over these principles in a lot more detail on our website. And myself, as well as a colleague and good friend, go over each of these principles and how we've employed them in our own lives and how we've helped families do the same. So I encourage you to check out the full webinar on our website, and I'm excited to see you all in the next video.